when you have a sense that you're going, is this really necessary, or is it
right?
And that's where you start to get more uncomfortable, and you're thinking, there's not a performance here. Okay,
right.
But I mean, what is this doing? Everyone's just going, Henry, just shut up and do the thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do the thing because he wouldn't do it this way. When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have, and people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played.
Henry Cavill has reached his limit with the creative changes that have impacted the characters he holds dear. After years of fighting to protect the heart of The Witcher, Cavill made the bold choice to step away. Known for his iconic portrayal of Geralt of Rivia, Cavill's performance resonated with fans worldwide, but few were aware of the challenges he faced behind the scenes. He consistently clashed with creators who veered from Andrzej Sapkowski's original work, fighting for a storyline that stayed true to the source material. His dedication to authenticity eventually clashed with the industry's profit-driven focus, leading to a breaking point where he chose to walk away from the role. What sparked this drastic decision? Let's delve into the full story behind Cavill's fight for creative integrity and his resistance against Hollywood's approach to storytelling.
Thank you. I really feel the love, and I love you guys too. It's so wonderful to be here. But I'm going to talk about what it was like filming my final season, and believe me, working with you guys was the biggest pleasure. So, just want to say I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you very much.
Why did Henry Cavill quit The Witcher? Well, it turns out it wasn't just because of playing Superman, it was because he's having a lot of problems with the show. He's been really upset with the writing and he wants the show to be more accurate to the books. And supposedly behind the scenes, the writers just do not care about the actual books.
It wasn't long ago that Henry Cavill made headlines by committing to 7 seasons of Netflix's The Witcher. However, there was one condition he wouldn't budge on. The writers had to respect the source material and deliver stories true to the vision set forth by Andrzej Sapkowski's books. For Cavill, this wasn't just about playing a role. It was about respecting the fans and the world that made The Witcher so beloved. With a promise to stay as long as the series remained faithful to its roots, Cavill became a symbol of hope for fans. But things didn't go as planned.
Oh, okay, well that actually does fucking indicate something, doesn't it?
Henry Cavill wasn't just an actor portraying Geralt of Rivia. He was a true fan, a gamer, and someone deeply immersed in the world of The Witcher. Before landing the role, Cavill had already delved into the games and books by Andrzej Sapkowski, gaining an unparalleled understanding of the lore, characters, and tone. This made his portrayal special. For Cavill, bringing Geralt to life was a personal passion, not just another acting job. Every detail, from Geralt's expressions to his signature grunts, was shaped by his deep love for the role. However, as creative differences grew on set, Cavill's insistence on staying true to the books clashed with the show's writers, some of whom reportedly didn't appreciate the source material. Despite this, Cavill pushed forward, delivering a performance loved by fans. But by the end of Season 3, these tensions reached a tipping point, leading Cavill to make the difficult decision to leave the series.
How you guys expressed it is exactly how I feel. It's the character means so much to me, and it's been 5 years now, and I've, quite rightly, otherwise I probably shouldn't deserve to wear the cape, but I never gave up hope. And it's amazing to be here now, talking about it again. There is such a bright future ahead for the character, and I'm so excited to tell a story with an enormously joyful Superman.
This situation right here is exactly why you can't trust anybody, bro. James Gunn announced over a couple of tweets that him and Peter Safran have a new slate imagined for the DCU, which includes a younger version of Superman, meaning that Henry Cavill is no longer going to play the Man of Steel. This set the entire internet ablaze because this man deserved better. He did a great job as Superman. Henry himself put out an emotional statement talking about how much he enjoyed playing the Man of Steel and how the symbolism and hope that the character brings is still going to be shown in the future. future, just not with him. DC is 100% going into reboot mode, which sucks specifically for Henry Cavill, considering we also lost him as Geralt of Rivia since he's no longer going to be showing up in The Witcher Season 3.
Cat is out of the bag when it comes to Henry Cavill coming into the mix. How much did you have to do with that, mister? And what do you know about Man of Steel 2?
For years, audiences have been so passionate and vocal. We've established Black Adam as the most powerful and unstoppable force on our planet, but the fans have been so passionate about where's the most unstoppable force in the universe. Where is he? We've all been fighting for this moment. Welcome home.
I wanted to make it official that I am back as Superman. And the image you see on this post and what you saw in Black Adam are just a very small taste of things to come.
For fans of Henry Cavill's Superman, the news was a shock. After hearing that the actor, who perfectly embodied the character's strength and hope, would be returning, their excitement was short-lived. The decision to reboot Superman as a younger version in Superman, Legacy felt like a dismissal of everything Cavill had brought to the role. Playing Superman wasn't just another part for Cavill, it was the defining role of his career. Representing optimism and resilience, he envisioned a Superman who would inspire others. When Cavill announced his return, it seemed like a new chapter was unfolding for both him and the DC universe. But those hopes were dashed when Gunn announced the reboot. Fans and Cavill were blindsided, especially after the studio had encouraged him to make his return announcement. Although Gunn insisted the decision wasn't personal, many fans felt Cavill was used as a hype tool. Cavill handled the situation with grace, wishing the new leadership the best, but fans were furious, seeing this as another instance of Hollywood not appreciating his dedication.
Anyone who is a fan of any nerdy franchise gets that retcons can be annoying. But by the Emperor, Warhammer 40k fans are tearing themselves apart after the company behind the game decided to make what's been described as a woke retcon to a single faction. But let me try to explain, starting with the basics. Right, Warhammer 40k started as a miniature tabletop game that's turned into a media empire. Tons of books, video games, even an upcoming show by Amazon being produced by Henry Cavill, all in order to sell plastic armies that you can paint.
So it's called Warhammer, right?
Warhammer, yes.
It's been around for a long time?
It's been around since the 80s.
Are they metal or are they plastic?
They are plastic. They used to be metal, but now they're all plastic.
You painted this.
I did.
And then you play with it?
You paint many of them, and then
paint
you
many
play
of them.
with them with other people.
How many of them?
Depends.
How many did you paint?
Well.
Like more than one?
It's within the confines of the hobby. We call it our grey pile of shame.
You grey pile of shame.
Yeah, because they start off grey, and I have a very large grey pile of shame.
Henry Cavill makes a surprising admission about Warhammer 40k. Cavill made this admission when asked about his favorite army to play in 10th edition Warhammer 40k.
I have a Warhammer question for you. There are lots of rumors about which 40k army is your favorite at the moment. Care to set the record straight about your favorite faction in 10th edition?
I haven't played 10th edition.
Okay.
But regardless, it's still Custodes.
Let's talk about what you guys personally geek out about. Henry, let's start with you.
Ruling out The Witcher.
Yeah, no, The Witcher.
I mean, the easy answer is Warhammer 40,000. That is my jam. I have been into it since I was 10. Yeah, that's my jam, and that's the stuff I do in my free time.
That's amazing. Do you paint them yourself?
I do, yes.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Is it? Let's talk a little bit about gaming. How much time have you been carving out for your gaming life?
A fair amount. And when I say a fair amount, that probably means a lot for the day.
4 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, maybe more. I have been playing Warhammer Total War, 1-3 Total War. And yes, some people of culture in the audience. I love that game. It's so good. Geekiest thing would have to be my Warhammer stuff. We're doing Games Workshop, aren't we? Yeah. It's that took me a while to kind of confess to openly and publicly. Yeah, and I love it. And I've that's the stuff I've done in as far as hobby stuff, the stuff which my escapism is concerned. All the reading I do outside of work is normally based around that. I've been involved in the Warhammer world for
Warhammer 40k live action series is officially in development. Henry Cavill's set to star and produce in the series. I saw, I think there was an Instagram that he posted about this. Yeah, there is. And it says, to celebrate some Warhammer news, I decided to make a pilgrimage to the very first place I bought Warhammer models over 30 years ago, the Little Shop, on my home island of Jersey. My incredible team and I, alongside the brilliant minds at Games Workshop, have been working away in concept rooms, breaking down approaches to enormity and magnificence of the Warhammer world. Together, we've been sifting through the plethora of incredible characters and poring over the old tomes and texts. Our combined efforts have led us to a fantastic place to start our universe, which has been agreed upon by those high up on Amazon and Games Workshop. That starting place shall, for now, remain a secret. Watch this space, though. More to come.
It's 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, maybe more. I have been playing Warhammer Total War.
One of your hobbies, and he's got a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen. One of your hobbies is you paint.
Makes me sound weird.
Well, you do have more hobbies than the average man, I'd say. But you paint. Is it World of Warcraft?
Warhammer.
Warhammer. I'm a fool.
Yep. That's Games Workshop, aren't we? Yeah. It's that took me a while to kind of confess to openly and publicly. Yeah, and I love it. And I've that's the stuff I've done in as far as hobby stuff, the stuff which my escapism is concerned. All the reading I do outside of work is normally based around that. I've been involved in the Warhammer world for 40,000 years. 40,000 years. Suppose I could play a different character from the Warhammer Fantasy universe versus the 40k universe, but again, I'm now just dreaming. So I'd have to speak to the guys at Games Workshop and see what happens.
5 years, you'd make a very good Greg Horizon. All I think.
That would be exciting, yes, but then I burn Primarchs and the Captain General, so I don't really know. Do you know Warhammer at all, Warhammer 40,000, that kind of stuff? That
Not
world?
the greatest expert.
Okay,
so,
that's fine. That's fine. There's people at home who are just gone, oh yeah.
Yeah, they're leaning in now. Go for it.
That chandelier looks like a Blackstone fortress. And I know that no one on set would have got that. And so I have been biting my tongue about that, so I don't sound like too much of a crazy
You're in the
person.
right place at WitcherCon to say that. You found your people, my friend.
Yeah.
He lost his job as Superman, but he might have gotten a better job. If you're a fan of Cavill, you know he's a huge Warhammer 40k fan. Cavill just announced he's partnering with Amazon to bring Warhammer 40k to live action.
Again, this is just theory rap coming out. I'm so bloody excited. I can theorize that he's probably going to be I think it's going to be something like Eisenhorn. Maybe Kefia's Cade. I don't know, something more realistic in the approach from the human side rather than the space marine side.
Henry Cavill's commitment to staying true to the source material has consistently put him at odds with Hollywood's creative decisions. Whether it was portraying Geralt of Rivia or Superman, Cavill's focus wasn't just on acting. It was on doing justice to beloved characters that fans cherished. His passion for authenticity wasn't about ego. It was about showing respect for the original creators and the audiences who adored these stories. This made Cavill a hero to fans, but also a challenge for studios more focused on reinvention and profit. Some labelled him difficult to work with, but fans saw him as a protector of the stories they loved. After Cavill's departure from The Witcher, fans rallied around him, celebrating his fight for authenticity in an industry dominated by corporate interests. Now, as Cavill embarks on his dream project, Warhammer 40,000, fans are hopeful his passion will once again take centre stage. However, concerns remain. With the project backed by Amazon, a studio known for its progressive themes, the question arises, will Cavill succeed in staying true to the Warhammer lore, or will it face similar creative tensions? Only time will tell, but Cavill's legacy as an actor who fights for authenticity is already cemented.